All right. So, this is the last short story we're going to discuss. Interpreter of melodies, right? So, by Jhumpa Lahiri. So, interpreter means the translator. Interpreter means the translator, right? Translating. Interpret is a verb and interpreter is a noun. What do you mean by melodies? Melodies. Melodies means diseases, right? Or sicknesses or illnesses. Are you clear? Are you clear with it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, just try to understand what does it relate to? How does the title relate to the short story? Interpreter of melodies. How does it relate? With what character does it relate to the short story? If you are going through the short story, like who is this interpreter actually? Who is this interpreter? Yeah. Who is the interpreter here? Mr. Kapashi, yeah? Mr. Kapashi is the interpreter here. He's the interpreter. Fine. All right. So let's have a simple idea. Let's have a simple idea about the writer, Jhumpa Lahiri. Yeah. What did you get about her? So she's a short story writer. She's a short story writer. In fact, her collection of short stories comes under the same title. This is Interpreter of Melodies. He has about 9 short stories. She has about 9 short stories. So all those 9 stories comes under the same title. Are you clear, children? Are you clear with it? Yeah. She's born to a Bengali parents. She's born to Bengali parents in UK, later moved to USA. She's a second generation immigrant, but frequently visited India. Frequently visited India. All right. So this story comes with who are the characters you find in the short story here? Who are the characters you find in the short story here? Interpreter melodies. Who are the characters?
Mr. and Mrs. Das.
Sorry?
Mr. and Mrs. Das.
Mr. and Mrs. Das you find. Yeah, that's right. Mr. and Mrs.
Mr.
Das.
Kapasi.
Mr. Kapasi. Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Das and Mr. Kapasi you find. And then
Ronnie
who else?
Bobby.
Sorry?
Ronnie and Bobby.
Yes, Ronnie and Bobby. Ronnie and Bobby. Fine. All right. Good. Now, let me give you a simple idea. Let me give you a simple idea about the social cultural background of the short story. About the social cultural background of the short story, Interpreter Melodies, right? And what is migration? What is migration? What is migration?
Flying to another country.
Sorry?
Flying to another country.
Yeah, moving to another country is called migration. Moving to another country is migration. So yes, now we all do see this migration across borders sometimes, right? In modern times, we all can see this across borders, large number of people who migrate to other countries. And this term is, this migration, the term is described as diaspora. Diaspora. What is it? Diaspora. And according to the dictionary, the diaspora, the word diaspora defines as the movement or the migration or scattering of people away from an established or an ancestral homeland. You understand the term diaspora? Diaspora, the movement or the migration of people away from an established or ancestral homeland. All right, that's called what? Diaspora. And also, like when you talk about the story, increasingly there are many literary texts that deal with this phenomena. There are many literary texts that deal with this the phenomena, which is so characteristics of our times. And Lahiri is an important writer in relation to the trend. So she's really a peculiar character who usually talks about this diaspora with that idea, with that concept, right? Okay, so she creates some of the characters with these characteristics. Are you clear? So she is very important writer in relation to this issue. All the stories in the collection of interpreter melodies by Lahiri deal with the characters who are from the diasporic. Diasporic is the adjective. Diasporic is the adjective. So all the characters, are related who are from the diasporic community, and the challenge and the issues they face. The challenge and the issues they face. Are you clear? Usually with the diaspora, people encounter lots of issues, difficulties, right? For example, like if you migrate to a country like USA, United States, so we'll have lots of problems. We'll have some racial issues, right? And then color discrimination. So these are the issues like we have been discussing in many stories, right? So that is all based on this diaspora. So diasporic. You got the term diasporic? Right? So the diasporic communities may probably encounter plenty of issues. So that's all about the social cultural issues. That's all about the social cultural issues. Are you clear? Are you clear, children?
Yes.
Sir.
All right. I hope that you do understand what the diasporic community and the diaspora mean. Right. So now, in terms of okay, let me also give you a simple introduction to the author. Simple introduction to the author and Interpreter Melodies by Jhunpal Lahiri. Short story in a collection of the same name. The collection published in 1999. The collection published in 1999 consists of 9 short stories. Consists of 9 short stories. Are you clear with it? It won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction and the Hemingway Foundation Pen Award in the year 2000 and has sold over 15 million copies worldwide. Lahiri's life has some interesting parallels with the characters that people tell stories, right? So she has some interesting parallels, some similarities with the characters that she has created in her stories. Are you clear with it? So she has some parallels with the characters that she has created in her stories, which means most of the characters are, similar. So there can some similarities be seen in her short stories in relation to her lifestyle, her life as well. Okay. And then Lahiri is a child of Bengali parents, but was born in England. Later they moved to United States. United States. And as a child, Lahiri visited India many times. She's a second generation immigrant. Right. Now, you probably may understand about the second generation. Right. Now, with regard to the previous story that we discussed, what was the previous story we discussed?
Thing around your neck.
Thing around your neck. Right. Do you see any such issues with the diaspora, with the diasporic community? Especially with the blacks?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we do see such things. We do see such things in that, right? We do see such things in that story, the thing around the neck, right? And then, were you able to see any such second generation immigrants? What is that term? Second generation, first generation, and the second generation. So what happens with these generational gaps in, when you settle in a country which is not your mother country, which is not your native place, like as an immigrant. So second generation, what changes? So what characteristic changes that you all can see in the second generation? Yeah, do you see anything with the second generation? Now, in the thing around the neck, in that we could see some, some Americanized accent, right? And then gradually, the third generation, they start, gradual changes are there. Like they absorb into their own, they absorb into the American culture. But so those gradual changes can be seen with that. So generation to generation, you see, like not like the first generation, the second generation start a big changes, and so gradual changes can definitely be there. So that's what we see. Sometimes they may not stick to those the Nigerian, ethics or Nigerian cultural issues and all. They change with the way they use the terms, like how they call like aunt and all this and that. Lots of changes can be seen in their behaviors and in their even in their language, right? Are you clear with that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So likewise, that is why it is mentioned like second generation immigrant, right? Who has roots in many countries, but also had ties to her country of origin, India, right? So she has in fact has some roots in many countries. So she's not particularly saying that, okay, this is my country. So it seems like now later you will realize like she says like no country is my motherland. So that is what she obsessed with. She says no country is my motherland, which means like she doesn't feel that, like now, for example, we would say like even if we are in Italy or like wherever we are, we would say like, oh, my country is Sri Lanka. So we proudly say, but now when it comes to this one, so Lahiri feels that, she says that no country is my motherland. So between wherever she goes, she feels, yes, this is my place. So that's also good in a way. That's also good in a way, having such feelings, right? And this is a fact that she talks about as having an influence on her writing, right? So it's hard to have parents who consider another place home even after living abroad for 30 years. India is home for them. We were always looking back, so I never felt fully at home. There's nobody in this whole country that we are related to. India was different. Our extended family offered real connections. Yet, despite her familial ties to India, Lahiri goes not also identify India as home. So though parents feel that, they have like kind of like relationships or the connections with India, she doesn't really feel that. She doesn't really feel that because I didn't grow up there. This is what she says. I didn't grow up there. I wasn't part of things. We visited often, but we didn't have a home. Right. Now there's one symbol there, home. So home is a symbol that we usually feel that, okay, this is my place when you have a home, right? Even if you leave your home for years and years, but you have a feeling, you have a sense of feeling that once you get back, you have your place there, and that's your home, and that's your permanent residence. But she doesn't feel like India as a place, because she knows that they don't have a, she doesn't have a home there, right? Now, okay, are you clear with that about the socio-cultural background, the introduction to the author and all? Now, let me move with the overview of the story. This is all just before talking about the short story, before talking about the story. The story deals with an Indian-American diasporic family. Now, this is the key point that you'll have to remember. What is it? The story deals with Indian-American diasporic family. Are you clear? Yeah. Now you get the term, right? Diaspora and diasporic is the adjective, right? So Indian-American diasporic family. specifically a Bengali American family. Specifically, Bengali American family. The Das family. The Das family, as you all said, like Mr. and Mrs. Das, who live in the United States. So in the short story, they have returned to India on a visit to understand and experience their country of origin. So they have come back to India to understand and to experience, the country of origin, their country of origin. So during their visit, they make the acquaintance. They make some, relationships, some friendships, some, contact with Mr. Kapasi, acquaintance. So they make the acquaintance. You make friendship or make contact with acquaintance. ACQUAINTANCE, acquaintance of Mr. Kapasi, who drives them to various sites of cultural interest. Drives him to various sites of cultural interest. So those interests were given by Mr. Kapasi. Mr. Kapasi, right? He was the one, he was like a guy. I mean, though Mr. Kapasi was just a guide, and Mr. Das, of course, he was just giving him, he gives him instructions like where to go and all this and that. So the locations, the directions and all are known by Mr. Kapasi, because he works as a guide as well. He works as a guide as well. Are you clear now? So their objective in getting to India with the purpose of visiting some of the cultural interest, so that the Das family can get a better understanding of India. So that is in order to be able to have a better understanding about India, right? So now they, even though they feel that that is their home, India is their home, but just imagine they have not got any such, clear understanding, and they haven't visited, seems like they haven't visited all these historical places, the cultural places as well, right? So they haven't been to most of the places anyway. Now, so they got a right person, Mr. Kapasi, as a guide, so that he would guide them to these locations, right? Okay, are you clear up to there? Are you clear up to there?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Now, during their travel, friendship develops between Meena Das, that is Mrs. Das, all right, and also with Mr. Kapasi. And the story, then the story suggests a growth in mutual understanding between those two, right? And they both build up a mutual understanding. That is Meena Das and then Mr. Kapasi. Though he's just a guide, but they both build up a kind of mutual understanding to each other. All right. And this story actually is really an insight. This story is really an insight. You really know lots of things from this story. And the story, if you go to the themes, the thematic concerns of the story, you'll know plenty of things, and these things will also help into your life as well. How should you maintain the relationships in between, and how the communication is vital for right through the life, how people need communication. When you are short of the communication, what happens and what can happen? What are the possibilities that can damage your life? That can, of course, make your life a disaster. So these things can be observed and very clearly in the short story interpret our melodies. Okay, fine. And then as we are discussing the overview of the short story, now I just talked to you about the relationship that Mr. Kapasi and Mrs. Das or Meena Das, improve with each other. And Mr. Kapasi, that's called a growth. We call it a growth in mutual understanding. So why do we say that she develops a growth in the mutual understanding? So why can't we see such a growth between Mr. Das and Mrs. Das? So what does it mean actually? does it mean like something that they lack in such a communication, or and then like we see a growth in mutual understanding between these new guy, rather than with rather than the Meena Das with Mr. Das? What do you see that? Do you see any such distinction? Do you see any such difference in between? Ruth, do you see any such difference? Or could there be, should there be any possibility for that, Natalie? Should there be any possibility for that? No, just because the writer, emphasized the fact that, like they are the growth in their mutual understanding. So it can probably be because like she might not mean any such actually. It might probably be like she's just like she's new to India and she's new to this particular gentleman Kapasi. But we can see like within a very short time that they develop such a mutual understanding. So that might be. So until we come to the story, we have no idea. Until we come to the story, we have no idea. All right, okay, then that mutual understanding, and they both continue. Das even after getting back to America, he continues that relationship. However, series of unfortunate incidents are taking place, springing largely from the fact that Das family does not really understand the country they are visiting. Yeah, and we also do feel that they also do not understand. They don't have a clear understanding about the country they are visiting. They don't have a real understanding, because they time to time, most of the time, Mr. Das, just refers to the maps and all. He sticks to the maps, that's all, and he sticks to the map and the camera, that's all. And you can see those limitations can be seen in him. Those limitations can be seen in him. Okay, are you clear? And then those and this connection abruptly Das family does not really understand the country, and their visiting brings this connection abruptly to a halt. Yes, and when we get to the structure and the setting, the short story takes place in India. That is during the course of one day. It's not too long. So all these events take place within a course of a day. Are you clear? Are you clear, children?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So like now probably you may be having an idea about the socio-cultural background, introduction to the author, and then our view of the short story as well. The structure and the setting, I gave you an idea, and then I'll also talk to you about the characterizations, and the notes will be passed to you. So before getting into the story, I need to talk to you all these things, and then you'll easily go through the story, and there's nothing difficult, of course, in the story. Right, now when we come to the characterization, the main characters in the short story, the main characters we find in the short story is like, they are like Mr. Kapasi and the Das family. Mr. Kapasi and the Das family. You find Meena, Das, and then Raj. And there are 3 children, right? So who are the main characters there you find in the short story? Mr. Kapasi, Meena Das and Raj, that is Mr. Das and Mrs. Das, and then 3 children, right? And later you also have some other characters. Later on the short story, group of monkeys also play some key roles, right? All right. Okay, group of monkeys also. Now let's have a simple idea about Mr. Kapasi. So Mr. Kapasi in the short story plays a dual role. Mr. Kapasi in the short story plays a dual role. What is the dual role played by Mr. Kapasi, Natalie? What's the dual role played by Mr. Kapasi? Mr. Kapasi, yeah. Dual role. If he dual, not a dual character, but dual role. He plays dual role. Ruth.
Two attitudes.
Sorry.
Two attitudes.
Attitudes. Yeah, more than the attitudes. I mean, like as his profession section. Now you know the title itself. It gives you an idea. He works as an interpreter of melodies. He works as an interpreter of melodies, and then also as a guide. Also as a guide. That's what we call like he plays a dual role as a guide as well as an interpreter to a doctor, as well as an interpreter to a doctor. All right, who needs his help to translate the complaints. What he does is like, you know, he needs the doctor needs his help to translate the complaints made by his patients. So that is why we call that interpreter of melody. So he's a translator. He translates, like suppose like if you go, like if you have no idea about like now it's from India. Now India has, you know, it's multicultural country, and they do have lots of languages they do have. So he worked in a place where this particular doctor doesn't realize the language in that area, so you will know that later. So but he's conversant with the language. In fact, like when you study further about the life and the education background of Mr. Kapasi, you will realize that. All right, so anyway, he works to a doctor as an interpreter. So what is his role actually? What he does was like he explains about the sicknesses of the people to the doctor. You understand? You understand? Which means like, you know, he builds up some bridges. He builds up bridges. So that is just in order to, the doctor to be able to understand the sickness of the persons getting there. All right. Okay. Are you clear? And then we got 1 minute, and then after that, we'll be again coming back by, what time is it? We'll be rejoining by 10:40.
10:50, sir.
10:50, fine. 10:50, fine. All right. So did you all understand up to there?
Yes, sir.
Ruth, were you able to understand up to there?
Yes, sir.
Nathalie, are you clear with all that?
Yes, sir.
Fine. And then, yeah, I will go ahead from there later. Like by when we start 10:50, and then 10:50 up to 1:15, I think we'll be continuing. So like